Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dave, and this is the Foul Scoundrel Reviews. Boba Fett. I don't know if anybody can say Boba Fett without everybody recognizing immediately who that is. Even people who do not watch Star Wars know who Boba Fett is. He is as iconic as Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker will ever be in the Star Wars franchise galaxy, whether it is action figures or it is movies, comic books, you name it. If there is something that have to do with Star Wars, someone's like, hey, yeah, I know who Boba Fett is. Well, of course you know who he is. Yeah, well, this is probably one of my first figures I've ever collected. Got them from Amazon, so the box is a little beat up. But the bio on the back of the box does say, with his customized Mandalorian armor, deadly weaponry, and silent demeanor, Boba Fett was one of the most feared bounty hunters in the galaxy. True, right? I am going to say that was one of the things I brought up amongst my circle of friends when I watched the Book of Boba Fett. He was louder than I remember him ever being in the past in any iteration of Boba Fett. Typically, he was a low-key, take care of business, you didn't mess with him kind of guy. And in the Book of Boba Fett, he had a lot to say. Who knows? Maybe he was just waiting all these years and decided just to come out with it. But I digress. Good series anyway. I really did enjoy it. But this action figure, like all Black Series, really captures the character iconically, classically, and in every way you could possibly capture the awesomeness of this character. This action figure does it. The artwork in the back of the box, of course, black and white. The same as the artwork on the side of the box. Black and white with the green hue coming from the bottom. This is from the Return of the Jedi line that came out with Han Solo and Endor Han Solo and Endor Luke and Leia. But there have been several. I'm sure many of you who collect probably have several Boba Fetts. I only have just this one. And I must say, I think I picked a really good one. When I got them from Amazon, they actually shipped me the one I didn't order. I ordered a regular Boba Fett. They didn't have all the extra stuff. I ended up getting this one. Beat up box, I'll still take it. This deluxe figure has absolutely everything that you need to set up any diorama with him. It has extra like fire effects if you need them for other action figures of jetpacks and whatnot. It even comes with his specialized blaster cut in half because Luke Skywalker cut that in half from Return of the Jedi. So everything from the cut in half blaster, the extra fire effects, detachable jetpack, detachable missile pod, rope entanglement gear. I know he shoots a rope trap and gets Luke with it for about 2 seconds in Return of the Jedi. Then Luke gets out of it, of course, hashtag lightsaber. And the armor. That's one of the things I absolutely loved about the Book of Boba Fett. Say what you want about how the story unfolded. The fact that they have the armor perfect. I mean, every nick, every ding. Now, of course, through time, you're going to have a few more because it was worn by Cobb Vanth for a hot minute. And he used it for other purposes. So I imagine it, a few more nicks and dings is going to be there, but this is the iconic look for Boba Fett. The green, the yellow, the browns, the off beige color, almost desert color. This is what you think Boba Fett should look like when you say Boba Fett. I've seen the newer Book of Boba Fett Black Series, and I liked them. I think they really capture the likeness of Mr. Morrison, but still, I think I like this one the best. I've seen the original Kenner that came out back in, I think, 80, 79, 80. I saw that one, and when I was a little kid, back in 84, they had a release of Boba Fett Return of the Jedi when that first came out. And I remember seeing him then, and those were really cool, but this one, hands down my favorite. Now, moving on, one thing I really do like is I have seen this action figure out of the box, and his targeting reticle does fold down. Everything does work. Everything does fit perfectly. And everything does pose. He does pose just perfectly for a diorama. Now, I don't take them out of the box if you can see them through the plastic. But anything that you can't see through the plastic, obviously when I get them in, I'll be pulling them out of the box, of course. I mean, you got to see the product, right? But as far as action figure go, on a scale of 1 to 10, this one gets a 10. This is a 10 for me. And I've said it many, many times when it comes to anything Star Wars related, George Lucas really captured lightning in a bottle. And when that first Star Wars came out, all of the fans went nuts. And you know what? They had, for rightfully so. I mean, it's the first time anybody's ever seen anything like that, especially like when the Empire Strikes Back came out, everybody was like, well, how can it be as good as the first iteration? And sure enough, it was even better than A New Hope to most fans. And then Return of the Jedi came out, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, it keeps getting even better and better. So whenever I see something like this, and Hasbro releases a figure and goes, blam, here's Boba Fett and absolutely everything you would ever want in this character in one package, home run. This is lightning in a box, folks. This needs to be in everybody's collection. This action figure here, above most. This one is it. Because when you think Boba Fett, it is this that you think. Trust me. I know some folks kind of didn't like Tamura Morrison, as old as he was in the Book of Boba Fett, and how he did the voiceovers for the re-release of Return of the Jedi, when they remastered Return of the Jedi and had the extra scenes. I thought it was really cool. I wish they still kept the original voice, but what I like about it is they stayed consistent with it. So you have Tamura Morrison's voice voicing Boba Fett, who is a clone of Jango Fett, who he played. And he voiced all the clones. And he voiced all the clones in the video games and the series on TV and whatnot. It was really cool. But I did talk to a few fans who were kind of upset about that. So you know what? I want to know what everybody thinks about that. Do you think they should have brought in a younger actor to play Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett? Or do you think they did the right thing? Did Disney do the right thing and keep Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett? Personally, I think they did the right thing because they took a step forward and said, you know what, let's try to make the fans happy. Which historically Disney hasn't done. So kudos to Disney and kudos to Tamura Morrison for sticking it out and playing Boba Fett the best that anybody could ever play Boba Fett. So yeah, I'm totally happy and completely fanboyed out over the fact that they got Tamura Morrison to come back and play Boba Fett. I think there were some back and forth with some fans about who should have played Boba Fett, if Morrison's voice should have been used to voice the old Boba Fett when they did the remastering. All that aside, folks, it's amazing to have action figures of this caliber and actors of this caliber to come back and play these characters to begin with. So I'm happy with it. I don't want to disagree or agree with everybody, obviously, but when it comes to anything from a galaxy far, far away, I'm in. Whether it's something Disney cooked up or something George Lucas had dreamed about, whatever it is, I'm in. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on the Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian. I'm all in on Andor. All in. Solo, a Star Wars story. I loved it. Folks, man, it just didn't really follow the story. But you know what? This is what we have. We're not always going to have George Lucas's idea on Star Wars. He will not be here forever. And he's helping Disney to try to get it right. And they're trying. And it really shows. They're doing a good job, folks. So, Book of Boba Fett, I did like it. I can agree that there's some plot issues there that I wasn't overly happy with. But you know what? It's a show about robots and laser swords and magic. anything can happen, really, and I love it. So it's a refreshing surprise to see a new take on Star Wars, but it's also refreshing to come back and see something as awesome as this. Okay, this pays homage to the original, on top of the Book of Boba Fett going back and reclaiming this armor and bringing it back to its former glory. You know, new paint job on Boba Fett. So, you know what? I'm going to have to get some of the new Boba Fett action figures. I haven't seen any in stores. In my area, it is difficult to find anything new. Unless it comes out that very day and then you're at the store standing there, because they don't restock anything around here. Go Ohio. But, yep, I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10. Totally stoked to get the action figure. Like I said, it was a bit of an Amazon mix-up. But I don't care. It's my kind of mix-up. It's a better version of the action figure than I ordered. But, yeah, let me know in the comments if you like this action figure. This version of Boba Fett the best. If you have a Boba Fett that you like better, let me know what you think about the new, Disney's renditions of the Star Wars shows, what they're coming out with. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I saw the trailer for Mandalorian Season 3. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, there's Bo-Katan. There's Mando. There's his new ship. There's the Darksaber. There's mind blown. Stopping it right there because I'm gonna get in one of those ruts where I'm like, man, I can't watch it right now, and I'm in a funk. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Leave me a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from my channel. Check out our new merch shop. Well, not new, but check out our merch shop. There's new designs that just dropped yesterday. And like always, folks, if it's from a galaxy far, far away, you're never far from a good time.